Hi, this is Tony Andrea with ResortsandLodges.com, welcoming you to Ely, Minnesota. Ely, Minnesota is the end of the road, or the beginning of the road, depending on how you look at it. Ely is the entryway into the Boundary Waters canoe area, which is the most visited place of wilderness in the entire United States. Ely, Minnesota sits at the frontier of the Boundary Waters canoe area, an expansive zone of protected forests, rivers, and lakes that extend up to the border with Canada. The town is a collage of locals and visitors. A truck topped with a canoe or two is a sure sign of where they are headed or from where they have come. Ely is also home to internationally renowned photographer Jim Brandenburg, the most published National Geographic photographer, known for his intimate wolf and nature images, many of which are on display at his town gallery. Explorer Will Steger calls Ely home as well. It's full of friendly locals, some with distinctive pursuits, and always feels a good place to wander about. Here, perched on the verge of the wilds, are several sites that you can only experience when you are here. This is the headquarters of the International Wolfe Center. Since 1993, the facility has educated the public and done what they can to provide wolf advocacy through the special assistance of ambassador wolves. The center has informative exhibits on wolf biology, human-wolf interaction, and the depiction of the wolf throughout history. The auditorium holds special presentations, and there are many observation windows to watch the wolves themselves. Wolf curator Lori Schmidt has extensive experience with the wolves and helps to educate the public on wolf dynamics.
It's not uncommon for them to put away a half a pound or a pound of meat at one sitting.
Currently, she is involved with acclimating 2 new wolf pups.
If you look at the tracks afterwards, wolf puppies have already got the size of a coyote adult foot.
The International Wolfe Center will help you grow in your appreciation of this elusive and complex animal. If you're interested in learning more about these elusive creatures, then there's not a better place for discovery. Within walking distance of the center is a home of the root beer lady. Dorothy Moulter lived alone for 56 years in the wilderness. Famous for both her grit and hospitality, she made homemade root beer. Many a canoeist would stop by for a bottle and to exchange news of what was going on in town. The actress Julia Roberts even visited back when she was a teenager. She had visitors and fans from around the world and welcomed them all. But when the Boundary Waters became protected by the federal government, she had to fight hard to remain.
And what Dorothy would often do is take her square stern canoe with a motor, second canoe in tow, come down the 7 lakes, the 5 portages, get to Moose Lake, hitch a ride to town, get her supplies, come back to Moose Lake, fill both of those canoes, and be on her way back up to Knife Lake. But when they'd see Dorothy pick up a pack and put it on her back, pick up a second pack and put it on her chest, pick up her canoe and then pick up her motor and start trotting off, their jaws would drop. They could not believe this old lady could portage as much as she did.
Her story helps to emphasize a fine balance that exists in Ely between economic survival of the people that live there and the efforts to preserve such a pristine wilderness. Dorothy and her friends lived their lives on such crossroads. When you visit, grab yourself a Dorothy Moulter root beer. On the other end of town is the North American Bear Center, a new facility. It gives visitors a chance to observe the black bear through different observation locations and teach about everything from past ancestors to human-bear relations. How does a bear know which branch to pull down to get at berries? Well, it taps the base of branches until it sees the berries move. What an ingenious animal. Ely was also a visiting stop for the touring Vietnam Memorial. The wall pays homage to the sacrifices of soldiers who were lost in the conflict that extended from 1959 to 1975. Restaurants cater to fisher folk and outdoor adventurers returning from the wilderness. That means the dress code is very casual, but the grub runs the full gamut. You can try the wild rice-crusted sautéed walleye at the Chocolate Moose or an incredibly satisfying pizza at Wise Guys. Ken and Julie came up from the Twin Cities to establish one of the most comfortable restaurants in the area, perfect for the family or hungry camper. Several local cafes will give you a good feel for the town, and bars will add even more flavor to your visit. The hilly main drags have some of the best Northwood shops you can find, and there's outdoor entertainment throughout the summer months, such as can be found at the front porch, where the Bonja Water Boys might offer up some music to a summer crowd. Another special stop is at Music Outfitters. It has a diverse selection of instruments, CDs, DVDs, clothing, hemp products, and gift items, and is, interestingly, a leading supplier of taxi horns. There are many outdoor outfitters as well, renting canoes and other equipment you might need for a venture into the Bonja Waters. But be sure to get yourself a permit before you enter the vast system of lakes and woods. Set at the verge of true wilderness, Ely will enchant any visitor looking for an outpost at the head of the trail. Come take part in those things which can only be experienced in a place where nature and civilization meet. This is Tony Andrea with ResortsandLodges.com, hoping that you enjoyed your tour of Ely. And next time you're here, grab yourself a root beer and enjoy the end of the trail.